Welcome, everyone. Hope everyone had a lovely Thanksgiving, a lovely holiday. I know I did. I was in the beautiful Miami weather, enjoying that beautiful Miami sun, and now I'm back in stupid New York and freezing temperatures, freezing rain, and bipolar ass weather. But always hope all our viewers had a great Thanksgiving as we now prepare for the holiday season. And now the time for the season is coming close to the end. The time wins are becoming wins, and losses are becoming losses. And this is the time to go. Tony, how you doing over there, buddy?
I'm good, man. Thanksgiving was good. And I'm looking forward to the holiday season. I'm looking forward to seeing this World Cup go nicely, and football. Let's see everything kind of pan out.
Okay. I think you maybe got a little too excited over the Vikings clinching playoffs, the division this week that you wore purple over there.
No, just I worked today and I just didn't take off my company polo. That's all right.
And so that means you didn't take a shower, you dirty bastard?
I mean, I work from home. What am I doing?
Oh, yeah, so it's a good thing to take a shower, but I know New Jersey people don't know what that is out there. Okay, man, oh man, man, oh man. Let's go first into your Giants, man, Tony. I know this is a lot about this game. I felt like that touchdown should have never got called back, but you know how this game works. What is your thing about now that we're going down to the witching hour now? What mistakes you need the Giants to cool down on now so that they can take that playoff spot? Because if the season started, all four teams in your division will be in playoffs. What moves do you think the Giants have to
do? I think I saw the playoff picture today. Washington's still not in it.
Really? I thought it was in it.
No, I saw it today. I believe San Fran has the sixth seed.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what do you think the Giants got to do, man? Because this is like time's coming to the end to get in that playoff spot.
They got to get healthy. I mean, it was a 28-20 game. I mean, listen, the Cowboys were as healthy as can be. And we still gave them a run for their money. And we probably should have won that game. I mean, that first touchdown that was taken away from the Giants was absolute BS. And I know I'm one of those guys. I say, you know what? I don't complain about the ref. The reffing. I'm not going to complain about it. The refs, that's what the refs are there for. That's what they do. They make the game either exciting, non-exciting. They blow games. They help other teams win games. It's just that's the way it is, and I can't complain about it because nothing can change.
Okay.
But I don't know how much more Daniel Jones can do. I mean, he's not turning over the ball really. He's trying to play his ass off with nobodies. Defense, we keep running the ball. And defenses kind of figure it out. Saquon Barkley. I mean, but how are you not going to figure it out? They have no choice but to run the ball. There's no wide receivers. Everyone's catching the ball besides Darius Slayton. There are a bunch of nobodies. So, it's tough. The only thing I don't understand why the Giants aren't doing, halfway through the season, Daniel Jones was the best running quarterback in the league. Why did we stop? There's times where I'm seeing him going out to the outside, and I'm going, man, you got an open lane, just go. And he's dumping off the ball. I'm not sure if that's a coaching thing. I'm not sure if that's in his mind. But, Daniel Jones, run the ball, man. Just run it. You were doing good. Run it. That's my thoughts on it. Like I said, I think we could have easily won that game. We need a little bit more firepower. We need people to get back healthy. That's my thoughts.
Okay. I mean, 100%. I gotta agree with that. I see what Jaden's doing this season, man. Is incredible. That coach definitely. I forgot his name. I don't have his name. What's the Giants head coach name again? Brian
Dable.
Brian Gable, definitely coach of the year award. I gotta go to the guy. He did a complete switch to Daniel Jones.
Here's my concern. I'm not sure. I don't think they're sold on the kid. And I got a weird feeling they're going to move from him, which I'm not sure if is a great idea.
I mean, their draft class is looking pretty decent for quarterbacks.
It is, but
every time a coach comes in, they get a new quarterback.
Right now, you have two quarterbacks who would love to play in New York right now.
Yeah.
And, your boy Russell is ready to get out of Denver as soon as he can. And Aaron Rodgers apparently wants to come play in New York, which I don't know where the hell that came from.
But that wouldn't be smart financially because then you can't build around him. Russell Wilson contract, that's a big heavy hitter you got to deal with.
No, I agree. But you want to know what? We'll get to Denver later, I guess, because there was a lot of stuff that happened on Sunday there too.
Yeah, 100%.
But you know what it is? It's going to be too enticing. It's almost like when Brett Favre went to the Jets. It was just too enticing not to, and that's what I'm afraid is going to happen. So,
LeBron to the Lakers.
Yeah, we'll see.
100%. All right, now let's talk about another New York team, brother. The New York Jets benched Wilson, and they started in Mike White. I think his name is Mike White.
Mike White, yeah.
Tony, you think Zack Wilson officially lost his job as quarterback, starting quarterback with the Jets? With the show Mike White put out?
So, a couple things here. If I'm not mistaken, the Chicago Bears are the worst defense in the league.
I'm not mistaken. That's not true fact. That is fact.
It was the Chicago Bears they beat. I mean, did he play good? Yeah, absolutely, he played good. Is his career over as a New York Jet? I think so. But and big ups to the Jets on the victory. It's nice. It's nice to see New York teams winning. Possible playoff bound. But I'm not sure if it was Coach Saleh or somebody on his staff said something that bothered the absolute hell out of me about Zack Wilson. They basically took what this kid said and just spun it in so many different things. So someone came out and said he comes from a wealthy family, so he doesn't know what it means to be accountable for his actions. That may be the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. Excuse my language. How dare you bring up anyone's family wealth, whether they're poor? That has nothing to do with someone's upbringing and being accountable. And that took a humongous step back to me. And if it was Coach Saleh who said that, I'm sorry, man. I've lost all respect for you. But once again, I know somebody on the Jets staff said that, and it blew my mind. Zack Wilson, you know what, man? I know he was playing bad. Way to ruin a young kid's confidence. It might be over here in New York.
Okay. I mean, it definitely is. I mean, I felt like the situation, what he said, got out of proportion. At the end, all players make mistakes with the comments they make on the podium. So that's what happens. The comments that Tom Brady made that people dragged out. Comments that Russell Wilson made that dragged out. Comments that Aiden Rodgers made that dragged out. That's what media does. And, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel bad what happened to the kid. Mike White, yeah. But also brings back my theory. Nobody saw tape on Mike White this year. I don't believe so.
I mean, he started 3 games last year.
Yeah, 100%, but every year is different. You know what I mean, Tony? You're not every year the same team. And maybe that's why he got a fluke victory. But I don't think it's time for the Jets to move on from Zack Wilson, because that's what they did when they thought they had Fitzpatrick as a starting quarterback as a good year. Next year, Fitzpatrick played like a backup quarterback. He was. I don't know if you remember that year.
But yeah, no, I don't believe it's time for them to move on from him either. But when you bench the kid and you got a winning record, I mean, just once again, just take away all his confidence. It's
100%.
That's what I think they did.
100%, man. Let's see what happens over here, man. Let's see what happens, man. All right, Tony, you mentioned this earlier. You said we're gonna wait 2, and now I said let's forget about the wait. Let's go straight there. Denver Broncos with the Carolina Panthers. What the drama is building up over there. Every week is getting bad. They got released of Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon got picked up by the Chiefs. Broncos Mike Purcell, defensive tackle, was seen yelling at Russell Wilson during the Panthers game. This game every week is loss by loss. This is not the same Wilson we saw in Seattle. I know, Tony, you can agree with me on that one. I know we don't agree a lot.
No, not at all.
Not the quarterback, Russell Wilson, where we saw him making game-winning drives, throwing the ball, running for the ball. I don't know. It's a coaching scheme. I don't know what's happening here. Tony, what do you think is the best way out? Because the Broncos have a big contract hit. Their future's not looking bright if they get rid of him, but then a dead cap they're going to deal with. How did they do this, man? And it's like, coach? What do you think?
The best thing to happen right now in that situation, finish the year, trade Russell to wherever he wants to go, and take up half the cap. Like they do in baseball, they'll take up half the money. The Broncos take care of half, and whoever else he goes to, they take care of half. I mean, he's clearly not happy there. I'm not sure what quarterbacks in this league will take shit from any of the players on the team. This defensive player was in his face, and Russell just didn't even care. He didn't flinch. you know, like I said, I mean, Indianapolis's new interim coach, Jeff Saturday, said something stupid on the bench, when he was on the offensive line for Peyton Manning, and it's all over YouTube. I mean, you can find it. As soon as Peyton Manning heard it, he got in all their faces. Every single offensive lineman. Why? Because there's that fire, there's the passion. I just don't see it right now. I don't think Russell wants to be there. And you know what? If he ends up staying there, it's going to be a bad end to a great career. It might even cost him Hall of Fame.
100%. Right now, a lot of people say that. I hear that a lot right now. He's Hall of Fame because he definitely was playing like a Hall of Fame quarterback before he got there and before that finger injury he had. And now ever since then, everything's going downhill for them. So I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like a lot of rumors you hear every day. And I feel like Broncos not fit for him. I don't know why he thought it was a good idea to go out there. It's not this type of scenery, different type of weather. You were better off playing in Seattle. If you were still on Seattle, I think Seattle would be the number 1 seed in the NFC West. But they're all even good without him right now if you look at how they're doing. And, so I don't know why he did this move, man. I definitely see him moving on. I definitely, without doubt, see him moving on.
Unless they restructure the entire team, which they're not going to do. They're not going to spend that kind of money.
You just spend money on that contract. But I just feel bad for the jobs that are going to be lost. And the ownership is going to get rid of that whole front staff that thought it was a good idea to pull this plug. Yeah.
I mean, you don't think John Elway was one of the people that said bring him here?
100%. John Elway should have been gone. John Elway should have been gone a couple years ago. He should have been gone. John Elway should have been gone a long time ago, without a doubt. Yeah.
I mean, it worked when they brought Peyton there.
Yeah, but now look, what happened after Peyton? You haven't seen garbage after Peyton. Peyton was 7 years ago. Last time they were in playoffs. 7 years. They're not making the playoffs this year without that.
No, not even close.
Nowhere near close, unless a Christmas miracle happens and all that Beckham signs over there. Every day. But they need something bigger like that. Let's see what happens, man. Russell Wilson, I don't know where you are, Bob. No, I don't know where. But happy birthday, though. It's your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, my quarterback. All right. Talk about Odell Beckham, man. The news is getting hotter and hotter every day. You think Dallas is the way it's going to end up? Because I see the news getting hotter and hotter every day.
So he's going to visit with the Giants tomorrow and Friday. And news from Joe Shane says he doesn't care what happened on the airplane in Miami. I'm not sure if I believe that. The Mara family is very, very strict.
That is the worst airport in America, though. I flew into Miami airport last weekend. That is the worst airport in America.
Yeah, I mean...
That airport will do that to you. That airport will do that to you. I'll say that right now. Miami airport will do that to you.
I don't know, but Joe Shane says he doesn't care. I'm not sure. I know the Mara family is a little touchy about that. I mean, they still get shit all the time about Lawrence Taylor and, his addictions. So they try to stay away from stuff like that. But Jerry, I think, is going to pay this guy more money than the Giants can offer. And, I mean, how is he going to be able to say no, especially in Texas where I don't believe they pay state tax?
Tell me that more than money worth more out there than here.
Yeah. So I'm afraid to say I think he's going to go to Dallas, not unless he thinks to himself and says, hey, I have some unfinished business here in New York that I want, but I just think Jerry is going to wine and dine him when he gets there and basically just throw the kitchen sink and say, Odell, just, tell us what you want and we'll give it to you.
Okay. Let's see what happens, man. I think that would be a nice fit either way you go. Daniel Jones, personally, no offense, Tony, I think the Giants should have never got rid of him to the Cleveland. That was that was a screw-up move they made. I feel like they should never send him out there. Because him, Barkley together. Just
remember, when he left, he was causing a lot of havoc in the league. Whether it's punching the field goal net, being caught with a French hooker with a giant thing of Coke next to them. He was going through a lot of stuff, and even in Cleveland, it didn't work out at all. He thought going there with Jarvis Landry, they were going to win everything. And listen, on paper, they were going to win everything. The team looked stacked, and they did absolutely nothing. And I think I said it once on the show that so far this season, once he settled down and once he had a kid,
He's not
I guess that switch
flipped
went
off.
on to say, hey, I can't be a stupid ass anymore. And I think that's why he did so well when he was in LA, is because that's what happened. Listen, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, at the time when it happened, I didn't like it. A lot of people liked it. I didn't like it because once again, we dished out a ton of money and then we just let the guy go. So
Okay.
It is what it is. We'll see what happens.
100%. It's a waiting game now, as we speak, a waiting game. All right, Tony, before we go into weekly picks, man, if you had to pick 3 coaches right now that you see on the hot seat, who do you go with? 3 coaches.
On the hot seat?
On the complete hot seat that you don't see them coaching next year in the same team.
Once again, because I don't follow these teams, I don't really know. So Kingsbury's the coach for Arizona, right?
Yes, yeah, I definitely see him on the hot seat as well. I agree with you on that one. And that team is doing garbage. They on paper, they were supposed to do good this year with Hopkins, Brown. I know how Brown got hurt, but these games they're losing is crazy.
Denver's coach.
Okay.
And man, can I say the Raiders?
You want to say the Rams?
I don't want to say the Rams because they just won. You got to give a little bit of leeway.
Rams didn't win.
Huh?
Rams didn't win against this past Sunday.
No, they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
you got to give a little bit of leeway.
What about Mike Tomlin? You think he's gonna be coaching next year, Steelers? His decade gonna be over?
I was saying that halfway through the season, and that it's still kind of up and down. I mean, he hasn't had a quarterback, man. And, I guess they thought that Big Ben was going to play forever, which, it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I think Mike Tomlin has won enough in Pittsburgh where he can kind of right his own ship. So I'm going to go Raiders, Denver, and Arizona.
Okay. I'm going to go with Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going to go with John Harbaugh. I think his reign is coming to the end. I think it's coming to the end, man, with those Ravens. I don't think they're going to keep him that much longer. And unfortunately, as great of a coach he is, he's a great coach in the league, Mike Tomlin. I think it's time for the Mike Tomlin and the Steelers to move on. A long time ago, since the Triple B's been over. I think it's time for that team to move on. Mike Tomlin, you're a great coach, definitely a Hall of Famer coach. But I think it's time for you to move on and go somewhere else in a better direction. That's what I think. Besides, because I don't want to see a guy like him on the news saying Mike Tomlin has been fired. So you don't want to see a great coach like that to go down that way. Yeah. All right, Tony, are you ready for our weekly picks, brother?
Before we get to the weekly picks, man, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, brother.
You sent me the article, but I even read it before you. Yes. So Deshaun Watson is going to start this week, as far as I know.
Yes.
And 10 of the quote unquote, because we don't know.
100%. We don't know. We don't know 100%. We're not making no comment. We're making absolutely no comment. 10 of the women that have been that accused him. Yes, they heard the lawyer said they will be in attendance this Sunday.
So he's coming back. Here's my question: Why? Why are you going to be in attendance? Are you trying to be a distraction?
As per the lawyer,
what is the reason?
As per the lawyer said, I'm going to read it directly as the lawyer said from my source with the way the document is. I'm going to read it. I'm going to open up the document right now. As per the lawyer name, what's his name? I forgot. Give me 1 second, Tony.
Go ahead.
I'm going to read. Along 10 women, along with their attorney, Tony Busby, said, I will be there to welcome Deshaun back in Houston. Says they're there. Okay, give me 1 second. And he has paid them. There's been fines. There's been paid. Says he invited all his clients, but some of them declined. The lawyer is the one that's inviting all the clients, but some declined. But it's in regards to the game.
So here's my question, right? So you made the claims. You've been paid off. This guy has paid his dues. How long, that's none of my business. I'm not judge and jury.
Yes.
Why are you now showing up to a game either to root for the guy, to root against the guy, to be a distraction? Why are you going to this game? Because
the lawyer says, his lawyer from Busby says he wishes to send him Deshaun a message saying in the TMZ article that was reported, you think you put us behind, but we're still here. It's all coming from the lawyer as we now speaking. This is what the lawyer is saying. Busby in TMZ Sports. I have the article open on my phone. He said, you think you put us behind, but we're still here. This is a claim from the lawyer. I don't know what happening other besides that. We don't know what's happening behind closed doors. Unfortunately, I'm not in that in depth, but that is what the lawyer is saying. The lawyers, this is what the lawyer he's representing all 10 of the females that accused Watson of whatever happened. At the end, I do not know. My hands are up. So this is what
But these women have been paid off, correct? Is that what it said?
I am not 100% sure. I believe everything has been settled. I don't know for sure. No one knows for sure if they've been paid. What happened over there? I do not know. Do not shoot the messenger. That's what I'm reading from the TMZ article.
No, that's what I'm saying. I thought the article you said these women, have been settlements have been made. If usually when you say settlements have been made, that means they've been paid off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is going to be a big game. 2 reasons why. His first game back after what all happened, and it's going to be first game back in Houston, Texas. He's playing this game in Houston this weekend. It's going to be a lot of stuff. This is going to be the game everybody's going to be watching this week. Even though these are the 2 worst teams in the league on paper and on stats, people still going to watch this game. Man. See what happens. Buddy. All right, Tony, when you're ready, let me know, brother. Unfortunately, last week we couldn't get to it. We could not get to the things we picked due to our family commitments. Tony, we all took a week off and decided to spend some time with the family. I know Tony enjoyed his time with the family. I know I did with mine. So, Tony, the week before that, how did we do?
So John Paul was in last place with 6 wins. I was in third place, surprisingly, with 9 wins, and somehow you and David first place, 10 wins. Very nice, very nice.
Finally won. Finally down the bottom of the one. Fuck you, bottom. Thank God. All right, Tony, you ready, brother?
I'm ready.
All right, first game we got is Buffalo versus Patriots. Tony, who go, brother?
I got to go Buffalo.
Okay, I'm going Buffalo too. Next game, we got the Packers versus Chicago. I'm going with the Packers.
Who's starting the game? Love is starting the game, right?
That game, unfortunately, they're saying.
I know. Aaron
Field
Rodgers.
status is in question. They don't know who's playing. Field status, and now go is posted. Field status is posted.
I'm going Packers.
Okay. Next game, this is a horrible game. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Atlanta Falcons. This division is so bad that the five, I believe, Buccaneers are 5-8. They're the first place in this division.
I'm gonna go Atlanta.
This is playing inside a dome, so I'm gonna go Atlanta too. Fudge. So bad this game. Next big game we got Mike White versus the Minnesota Vikings. If Minnesota Vikings win, they clinch a playoff this division this weekend. I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
With the circus circling the Jets right now, and this kid is such on a high. I mean, they destroyed Chicago. They just beat them, and I know Chicago sucks, but they destroyed them.
You wearing their colors. You look like a big purple grape.
I got to go Vikings.
A big Barney.
I got to go Vikings.
Okay, good thing you didn't hear what I said. Okay, that's good. Now, this is another big shit show game we got. The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Detroit Lions.
Detroit's been playing their ass off lately. I got to go Detroit.
I mean, the Jaguars just had a big win. I'm going to go Jaguars. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Eagles. This is A.J. Brown's first game against his former team, the Titans. Big, heavy hitter game. 1 o'clock game in Philly. Tony, who go, brother?
Once again, the Eagles with this easy-ass schedule. I mean, come on. This is fucking ridiculous. They're a fluke team. I got to go Eagles, though.
This week is hard. This game is hard, Tony. I don't know how you want the Eagles. Tennessee Titans did. That coach's job is also on the line, Michael Vrabel's. I'm going to go with the Eagles, unfortunately. Now, this is a big game. Everyone's eyes are going to be at this game. We just spoke about it right before we went to the picks. We got the Cleveland Browns playing the Houston Texans in Houston. Deshaun Watson game's first game back in the league. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, Tony? All right, this is a big game right now. Big game. This is either determining, I believe.
Who are you taking?
After the Browns.
Oh, Cleveland.
This is a big game. We got the Washington Commanders coming home. Going to the Giants home in New York. Tony, how are you going, brother?
So once again, the Giants could have won that game, and we were like a college team going against an NFL team based on the players we had on the field, and we still could have won that game. I got to go with my G, man. It's the legacy game. We got to get back on the right track. Giants.
On there, also another head coach. I don't see coaching again if you don't get at least the playoffs. I'm gonna go with Giants as well. Unfortunately, I'm going Giants. Next game we got Broncos versus Ravens. I'm going to Ravens. I got no hope.
Yeah, I got to go Baltimore on that one.
Yeah, I don't see that. That game might be a shit show. Next game we got is the Miami Dolphins versus the San Francisco 49ers. If you guys do not know, Miami Dolphins head coach used to coach under the 49ers head coach's offense.
I'm going to go Miami. I mean, they're just playing their asses off.
I'm going to go Miami because Christian McCaffrey, he's not playing this week. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins as well. Next game we got, these are two teams right now. I'm surprised that Seahawks have a better record than them. We got Seahawks versus LA. Bobby Wagner's first game against his former home team. Where you go with Tony?
Didn't the Rams just lose another wide receiver for the season?
Yeah, they lost somebody else. And Donald's not playing this week either.
Gotta go Seattle.
All right. This is a big game we got. I don't know how it's going.
You got Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle. Now, this is a big game. We got the Chargers versus the Raiders in LA. LA needs to win this game to keep their playoff hope alive. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Me also.
Next game we got is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Bengals. I'm going with the Bengals.
I got to go Kansas City.
All right. Sunday Night Football. Colts versus Cowboys. You got to go with it. Go with it. Say it. Sarapod. Come on, say it.
Indy.
What did you have for Thanksgiving now? I'm gonna call Mrs. Monica especially to find out what the hell she gave you to eat and you made a stupidity pick. But okay.
I cooked most of Thanksgiving dinner.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, your greens, your mashed potatoes.
My ham, brand, but
yeah, that's all. All right, this is a Monday Night Football game. This is also a shit show game. I don't know why we're watching this on Monday Night Football. We got the Saints versus the Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay.
I don't know what Tom Brady we're going to see. So, and the Saints did get shut out. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay as well. I know, as you guys see, that unfortunately David and John Paul are not with us. The picks will be sent, and they will be officially made to our analysts over there, Tony. They will be sent. So do not worry, guys. We'll be all four of us like us every week.
Before we go anywhere, man, I got another question for you. I was thinking about this over Thanksgiving, break, because I was off from work and I was having some time to think, because usually when I think it's like some random shit. But what do you feel about Thursday night football, honestly?
I think they got it. I believe they should get rid of it because too many guys are getting hurt, too many bodies are getting hurt, and now you're getting guys entering the season. You're not giving them enough time for their bodies to rub. I'm not saying get rid of Thanksgiving Day football. That's a tradition. Keep that as is. But get rid of this Thursday night football because their bodies are not going to be the same. You see too many injuries.
Let me ask you, would you be okay with Saturday night football?
I would be, but nobody will be watching Saturday night because Saturday night everyone's out at the clubs, the partying, birthday parties, all the stuff like that.
I mean, when I used to go to nightclubs and they had TVs there, the games would be on the TVs in the nightclubs and shit. I mean,
games do be on, but they wouldn't be making the money that they make on views. That's why they would never put games on Saturday night. That's why I think it only happened once. One Christmas Eve or Christmas Day fell on a Sunday. They put the games on a Saturday.
No. The last 3 weeks of the season, I believe they do games on Saturdays.
Something like that. Playoffs, I know it's on Saturdays, but I don't think that would be a good idea to put games on Saturday because nobody can watch it. But at the end of the day, Thursday night football, I do not agree with it at all. I hate Thursday.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I think it throws the team off. Who has to play? The two teams that have to play.
You only have 3 days to prepare. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, actually 2. Because Wednesday you're flying wherever you got to go.
A lot of times Monday you don't have to prepare because Monday is usually an off day for NFL teams.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's about it.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I was thinking about it. I'm going, man, this Thursday night is just getting really stupid. And I got to be honest, I'm not sure when's the last time I actually watched Thursday Night Football. Oh yeah, I can't watch it. It's a stupid Apple TV.
Yeah, no, it's Amazon Prime now.
Amazon, I don't know.
That's the deal they made with Amazon Prime now. And I don't think they're making money off of that deal either because now people don't have Amazon Prime. And it sucks now. Before you can just turn on TV and just run off the game. Now you got to especially have Amazon Prime to watch it and all the other books. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched a Sunday Night Football, a Thursday Night Football game in a long time. Yeah. It's not that good as it used to be.
Yeah, I think the NFL is going to make a change.
I don't see it happening anytime soon because they got a 5-year deal with Jeff Bezos right now.
We'll see. They can always walk away. You got to pay the guy a little bit of money, walk away. I mean, I don't think it's profitable Thursday Night Football. It's maybe especially this season. A lot of the primetime games and even Monday night have just absolutely sucked.
Look at Thanksgiving game. The Thanksgiving game. I think the Thanksgiving game was the evening game with the Vikings and Dallas, right?
What this past? No, it was Giants. Dallas played at 4, and then I can't remember.
Game. Huh? Wasn't the Vikings the night game? They got destroyed by. That was 2 weeks ago when they got destroyed by Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't believe that football should stay. Let's see what happens, man. All right, guys. Hope all of you had a good day today. I know I did. Tony, thanks for coming on the show, brother. John Paul, David, we'll see you guys next week. John Paul, do not eat all the cookies. I know you claiming you're watching the tree lighting, but don't eat all the cookies in the households. And oh boy, you guys have a good, happy holidays. We'll be back next week better than ever. Thank you.